Okay, so on this channel, I mostly talk about camera gear and photography nowadays. But originally, this channel actually started as an EDC channel. And you do get the occasional update in regards to my pocket EDC, my EDC backpack, and so on and so forth. But every once in a while, I also do get to talk about the perfect intersection in between both of those passions, meaning where everyday carry and backpacks and all that stuff meets camera gear. And today is one of those days, because in today's video I want to talk to you about the best backpack for camera gear that I've ever tried. And that is the Compagnon Backpack Gen 3. However, before we actually get into it, a few words for transparency's sake, because I actually got this specific backpack, the backpack that I will be talking about the most, for free. But there is a bit more history to it. You see, a few years ago I bought the second generation of Companion's little backpack with my own money, and I paid full price for it aside from a little Black Friday deal. And I really liked it. But I had a few points of criticism which I voiced in the video I made about it back in the day, and I ended up selling it. Since then, I have bought the Element backpack again with my own money and called it the best camera backpack that I've ever used, and I still own it and use that backpack even 4 years later now. However, it is a very big backpack and most importantly, very modern looking, and since I am more of a traditional guy when it comes to this stuff, I decided to give the newest generation of the little backpack a shot. And so in late 2024 I bought one because it looked like some of the changes that I had actually wished for with a second gen had been incorporated into this latest version. And this time I got the green and brown version, and it was featured in a number of my travel videos, but I didn't get around to make a full review about it. And that brings us to more recently, because a few months ago I received an email from Compagnon and they asked me if there was anything in their lineup that I would like to try, and so I jumped at the chance because yes, I always wanted to give the full-size version of their backpack a go, because even though I loved the third generation of the little backpack that I bought myself, it was sometimes a bit small for the amount of camera gear that I like to carry in it. And so I was able to pick up the backpack just in time for a vacation in the Netherlands in September of this year, and I'm very happy that I did. However, that does mean that this video is sponsored in that sense by Compagnon, because I did get the backpack for free. However, I do not get paid by Compagnon. Strictly speaking, I don't even have to make a video about it. I also don't get an affiliate commission. I don't have a link for you. And overall, there are really kind of no strings attached here. But yeah, again, I still got the backpack for free, and so you should obviously still keep that in mind. With that stuff out of the way though, let's talk about the actual backpack. Now, Compagnon is a German brand that is located in the region where I live, which is in southern Germany in the greater Black Forest area. It's a relatively small company that produces camera gear and bags and backpacks specifically, and they put a huge emphasis on quality, reliability, craftsmanship, and so on and so forth. And if you know me, you know that I just love that kind of stuff. As you've probably figured out by now, there is a large and a small version of this backpack. The smaller one is aptly called the little backpack, and the bigger one is just the backpack. Both sizes are available in a variety of colors. I got the green version with brown leather for both the little backpack and the bigger one, and I love it. The material that makes up most of the backpack here is called a hybrid canvas, which uses the so-called hybrid wax technology, and to my understanding, that is some dark magic that they use to get the wax inside of the fiber, so that it is still very robust and rugged and weather resistant, but it does not feel waxy and it does not leave grease on your fingers when you're touching it. And they say that it needs a lot less care than regular old waxed canvas, and by that I assume that it doesn't need to be re-waxed. I have no idea how they do it. All I can say is that I have used the small version in sustained downpours for hours on end, and I've never had any issues with rain getting inside of the backpack. Aside from the hybrid canvas, most of the backpack is made up of this brown leather. It feels great, it's a bit on the brighter side, especially straight out of the box, but at least for my backpacks it has started to darken quite nicely, and I hope that it will get even darker, because it looks to me like it's going into the direction of a very rich, slightly red/orange medium brown tone, and I'm all for that, especially when paired with this green canvas. The entire back panel is made of leather with a good amount of padding, and the entire bottom section is made from leather too. You also get leather accents everywhere. The leather, by the way, according to Compagnon, is tanned in a purely natural way, with no added chemicals, by a small manufacturer in Germany, and the raw hide they use comes from animals in responsible keeping in South Germany as well. In regards to the layout, both sizes are exactly the same. You get a big camera compartment that can be accessed through a fully opening clamshell zipper on the back side, making it very hard for thieves to get to your stuff when you're wearing the backpack. It also comes with tons of Velcro dividers and a number of these leather Velcro straps that allow you to really make sure that nothing will fall out of here by accident. The inside of the back panel sports a laptop compartment, which will fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro on the larger version and up to a 14-inch MacBook Pro on the little backpack. And additionally, you get these Velcro patches for the back panel so that you have some extra pockets and stuff to store cables, SSDs, filters and so on in. It's good stuff and a great use of space. The upper part of the backpack is a classic roll top design. You get this really nice buckle to cinch the whole thing down, and the opening of the roll top is magnetic, so it basically automatically folds itself shut and then you just roll it up. On the inside, this is mostly just one big dump bag, but you also get a small zippered mesh pocket in the top compartment as well for a bit of organization. There is another small zippered pocket on the front as well, with a nice little rain flap to protect the zipper, and with this latest version you now also get these two collapsible side pockets, which can be used to house a water bottle or a tripod or whatever. They use magnets on the bottom and a zipper on top, so that these pockets fold out of the way and stay flat to the backpack when you're not using them. And you also get a strap with an aluminium hook on both sides, which helps to fasten water bottles and tripods to your backpack a bit more securely. This is a feature that I wished for with the previous version, and I absolutely love that I have it on here now. You can go all out and put a gigantic water bottle in here and a tripod on the other side when you're going on a big photography day hike, and they are out of sight and out of mind if you don't need them. Compagnon did a fantastic job here, and I've never seen side pockets implemented this well. Other than that, there is a leather grab handle up on top, you get good padding on the shoulder straps, and you even get a chest strap with an aluminium hook, but admittedly I am somewhat tempted to cut it off since I rarely ever use it, and so I wish this was removable without destroying it. But yeah, that's it for the overview. With that, now let's get into what I actually like to carry inside of this backpack and how I've set it up. Okay, so I use this backpack when I want to bring multiple cameras. Maybe because I'm on a vacation and I just want to have all the gear on me, or maybe I'm out on a mission to shoot something for this channel and I might need multiple cameras for that. Either way, my current loadout usually looks something like this. I have a total of 5 cameras in here, which sounds like a lot, but that includes 2 action cams, so still a lot, but perhaps not as bad as it first seemed. First of all, there is the Leica M11P. My pride and joy. I love this camera more than I care to admit. I love how it looks and feels, but mostly how much fun it is to use and the results that I get when I'm shooting with it. Oddly enough though, I currently don't own a single Leica M lens, but I use Voigtlander glass only. I have plans to pick up a few Leica M lenses at some point down the road, and I do have a few in my sights as well, but I genuinely enjoy these Voigtlander lenses, and so even though I'm curious to try out some actual genuine Leica M glass on the M11P, I really don't feel too rushed to run out and spend a small fortune on those lenses when I'm honestly really happy with the ones that I have right now. But yeah, we'll see about that. And so in here I have the Voigtlander 28mm f1.5, the 35mm f1.4, the MC version, the 50mm f1.2, and the recently released 90mm f2. All great lenses, all tons of character wide open, but very modern and sharp once you stop them down a bit, which is what I like. Aside from my Leica, I also keep my other pride and joy in here, the Hasselblad 907X 100C with the 55mm lens. I got this camera from a collaboration with Hasselblad earlier this year, and what can I say? It too is just a joy to use, and the quality of the images from the 100 megapixel medium format sensor is just something else, and I love it to bits. Again, I love how this camera looks, how it feels, how relatively compact it is for a medium format camera. I love the 55mm lens, which is a 43mm in full frame equivalent terms. Overall, it's a very special camera, and every time I take it out to use it, it feels like an event. 100% pure awesomeness with this one. And those are my main cameras for photography. I also keep the Sony ZV-E1 in here. This is Sony's best vlogging camera, if you like, even though that's selling it short a bit in my opinion. You get the same sensor as in the now legendary Sony a7S III, the FX3 and the FX6, 12 megapixels, full frame, insane low light capabilities, 4K at up to 120 frames per second in 10-bit and S-Log3. It's geared towards easy filmmaking, so switching between recording modes and time lapses and so on is just a breeze. It takes decent photos as well, which is particularly great for shooting thumbnails, where resolution really doesn't matter at all. It's also got great internal audio with a directional mic, and it comes with a hot shoe mounted dead cat, even though mine now looks more like a doormat. But well, it's a beast of a camera and it does everything I need and then some for these YouTube videos. As for lenses for the Sony, I recently picked up this Sigma 20-200mm lens, which gives me all of the versatility in the world. It's a lens that does it all, and since I can just crank up the ISO with this camera, I don't mind the fact that this is not exactly the fastest lens throughout the zoom range. If you are interested in this lens, just be advised that there is some heavy barrel distortion at the wide end. Sacrifices have to be made at some point, and it's well worth the benefits for me. If however I need a faster lens that is optically perfect, I just use this 24mm G Master lens by Sony, which I also keep in here. This is my workhorse lens. It's the lens that I use to shoot all of my A-roll and most of my studio B-roll. It's just about perfect in every way for what it is, not much else I can add to that. And also, lastly, I do keep an adapter here so that I'm able to mount M lenses straight to my Sony camera, and with this particular adapter I even get autofocusing with my M lenses on the Sony, at least in photo mode. Now this is a fairly recent acquisition for me and I haven't yet fully tested it, but I really love the idea, and so huge shout out to Dave Herring who showed this particular adapter in his Instagram stories. I just picked one up immediately when I saw it. And the adapter lives in this repurposed camera pouch that I also keep in here, and that also houses all of the different batteries I might need for the various cameras that I have in here. Lastly, as I said earlier, I also keep two action cams in here. One is the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 with the Explorer kit. I got this as well as the X5, which I also keep in here as part of a collaboration with Insta360 earlier this summer, and I really enjoy using both, and so I keep both of them in this backpack to get the odd POV action cam type or 360 shot every now and again. This combo allows for everything from POV photography footage to quick vlogging to POV footage when riding my motorcycle, and so on and so forth. And that's about it. I also usually throw my small EDC pouch by Alpaca in the roll top compartment so that I have all the tools I might need at hand, and other than that it really just depends on where I'm going or what I'm doing on any given day. Maybe I'll bring an extra rain jacket or a poncho or some snacks or whatever. With the expandable roll top I got space for days in this top compartment, so I can bring as much or as little as I like. And even though I rarely bring a full-size tripod, I will always at least have this PGY Tech Mantis Pod Pro chilling in one of the side pockets. Overall then, I think that this is just about the perfect camera backpack for me and for my use cases. And the reason why I now prefer the bigger version over the little backpack that I bought originally is simply because the bigger version is able to hold all of the gear that I just showed you and still be comfortable, whereas that was not really the case for me with the little version. And the bigger version just also seems to fit my bag a lot better. I have a bit of a wider frame, and so the smaller one is perhaps just a bit too small for me, if I'm being honest. Now, looking back at the videos that I made a few years ago about the little backpack, the second generation, I actually stated that one of the reasons why I decided to sell this backpack was because it just wasn't comfortable enough for me to carry over longer periods of time. And now, having tried the bigger version, I now think that maybe it was not the backpack's fault. Maybe it was really just not the right size for me. Maybe the smaller one just simply didn't fit my bag at all, because again, I've used this bigger version now, fully loaded, as I've just shown it to you, for full days out and about, and I've never had any issues with carrying comfort. And so, yeah, at least the bigger version just fits me like a glove, and it's super comfortable. And as I said earlier, I don't even use the chest strap. It's just comfortable enough as it is. And so if you are also interested in this backpack and you have a similar frame to me, I would urge you to go with the larger version, because again, in my experience, at least for me, that made a huge difference in terms of carrying comfort. In short though, this backpack is very high quality, it looks great, it houses all of the gear I might need and then some. It's comfortable, it's rugged, it flies under the radar with its timeless and non-camera bag aesthetic, and it's made by a small company that is local to me. And so overall, I just love it. Now, will it replace my Gorak as my EDC backpack? No, it won't, for the simple reason that I love my Gorak as my EDC backpack, and also because I like having this backpack set up exactly as I've just showed you, and I wouldn't want to set this up so that I could use it as an everyday carry backpack and then having to change everything if I actually want to go out and use it with all of the camera gear that I might need. And so no, it will just stay as it is. I will use my Gorak on most days, but for those days, for those vacations, for those photography days, walks, trips, whatever, I will now always go for the companion backpack instead. And in fact, over the past few months, I've used it so much and shown it so much in my videos that I got the odd comment here and there wondering if I had abandoned the Gorak altogether. And so again, no, that is not the case. Different tools for different situations. The Gorak is still the EDC backpack of my choice. The companion backpack would work for that too, but I like having this as a more specialized camera backpack for those days where I really want to bring everything and the kitchen sink. And yeah, that's all I got for you today though. I hope this was interesting to you. I will see you in another video next week. Until then, take care. Bye.